This is day 8 for monk mode. Most of yesterday and some of today, I've been thinking about the last 7 days. The reason I am doing monk mode has been so that I can focus on the things that matter and have the awareness of the things that don't matter that I do. If you want to see the list of things I'm fasting from, they're in the description under this video, so you can take a look at those things there. Everyone's in monk mode. It's usually pretty different. After doing some thinking about the first 7 days, I've come to the conclusion that I'm not being vulnerable enough with this challenge. And that's a hard realization for me. I think some things that often go along with vulnerability are sacrifice and trust. And I feel as though I'm not sacrificing much. And although I can say I have trust in things, I feel like it's a false trust. And I'll explain to you what I mean by that. So for my monk mode, some things are harder than others. The easier things that I'm actually a little bit surprised about is the caffeine and the music. Yes, they are difficult, but it's hard to go around them. It's hard to say it's either you do caffeine or you don't. There's no middle. There's no slide by. Same with the music. Unless you hear someone's car while you're passing them, there's no getting around that. Some of my other non-negotiables that I have in the down below, one of those is praying first thing in the morning and right before you go to bed. The reason I have that as a part of this, even it being so easy, is so that I can understand God more, so I can grow closer to him. But it's a pretty weak, in my opinion, it's a pretty weak thing to do, to just pray. Prayer is powerful, but if I'm wanting to grow deeper with my relationship with God, then just having this prayer is a pretty small piece of appreciation for him. And what I mean by that too is that there's so little sacrifice with that. And I'm not saying you have to have a big sacrifice to get big results, but I'm saying most of the time it's often shown that the more you sacrifice, the more change will come. And with this monk mode, I'm proud of some of the results I'm seeing. This healthy relationship of filtering through my thoughts that naturally come my way, and that I no longer have things to distract my mind from thinking these things. They're often very healthy thoughts, but I often don't have time to process these things. And now that I do, it's become a very healthy thing for me to think through these, to process my day. And that's been amazing. I really enjoy that. So this is a video about me kind of just looking back at this week, knowing I have 3 more weeks, and seeing if there's anything I want to improve or change. And I think I do want to change my commitment to this. I think my commitment level is very average or low. It's do the bare minimum and that's it. But if I want to see big results, big change, then I think I need to be willing, at least just willing to sacrifice more. And the sacrifice doesn't have to be a big thing. It just has to be, just to mean a lot. I don't know how much you would agree with this or not, but something I've thought about recently is it's it's hard to trust someone or something when there's little sacrifice involved. For example, an example of trust is when you tell your friend something vulnerable about yourself and you trust them because they have the potential to tell other people and to hurt you. But you're trusting that they won't do that because they're your friend. But there wouldn't be there wouldn't be trust if you told them something that didn't mean much. Like, the weather is nice today. If someone says, "Hey, James said that," or whatever your name is said that, there's no sacrifice with that. You're okay with that being said. But trust comes with sacrifice. And I think that's something I'm working through right now, where as a young man, I desire I desire to be fulfilled through work, through anything really. But that fulfillment can only come through God. And I think part of what I'm realizing is I think I have so little sacrifice with God that the trust is so low. What am I sacrificing to God that I can trust him with? He already knows all my thoughts. He already knows my actions, my mind. He formed me in my mother's womb. So what more can I do besides say, God, here's my life and I trust you? But that's way easier said than done. A hard question is, what does full trust look like? What does full surrender look like, especially to God? If you have an idea or if you have examples or a time that you can relate, put an example down in the comments. I would love to read it to see what full surrender and trust looks like to you. But moving forward in these next 3 weeks, I would like to sacrifice more so I can trust more. Trust that God has my schedule, God has my time, He knows the plans, He knows my future. I'm not one that struggles with worry, but I'm one that can struggle to give trust, full trust. And that's something that I think needs to change. I'll give a little update about the last 3 days in a video here, but I just wanted to give you guys this video of how the first 7 days went, what my thought process is, how am I feeling, that kind of thing. It's going well. I'm doing well. And what you just heard wouldn't have come from my average day of listening to music, being distracted by social media, fulfilling my mind and my body with all these distractions. It would be very difficult for me to come to that realization that I had of lacking trust if I hadn't have cut out these things. So I'm very grateful for that. If you guys would like to see more of this kind of content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate that. And I look forward to putting some more videos out. All right. Bye-bye.